Recording!
Hello!
And welcome
Hey!
to the General Gaming Show.
General Gaming Show?
Show.
Yeah. Oh god. We just realized we did so much we needed to record. So we just started recording.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I'm
Yes, you have the privilege of listening in to us after the funny stuff.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah, I'm the steampunk, right?
And I'm the space lad.
And I have no idea what my identity is.
Yeah.
Something with less.
Something with less.
Hi, the lad has an
The
identity
something-
crisis.
The something
You give
lass.
me a name now.
Yeah.
I'm lost. That's a bad one.
The dragon lass.
Yeah.
Let me think about that.
Fusruda.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk Switch today. So what do you guys think about the Switch? Spontaneously. Space Lad.
I think it's interesting.
Alright.
Definitely interesting. I might get one if it's not too pricey.
Well, it seems like it won't be too pricey, right? I read some rumors that, I don't know, maybe
Kinda
a
depends.
couple of $100, $300. Is that true, you think?
I feel like it probably will be around there.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's going to put itself below the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One S. But I
Let's see
mean,
how it goes.
yeah. What do you think?
Well, it seems fun. I mean, the trailer, they sort of try to... It's only young people in the trailer,
Yeah.
honestly. And it feels like it's me. They're talking about me and my friends, sort of. So they found their group of customers, really. And
Hipsters.
Hipsters!
Yeah, I love it.
City people, actually. It's actually just
Yes,
urban young
urban
people
city.
in the trailer, which is very
Yeah.
interesting. But it seems fun. I like the idea of like a good console actually being portable, playing Skyrim on a plane. I can't get over that. That is, yes, I want to do it.
Yeah.
That's my spontaneous reaction. Skyrim on a plane and a horse.
I'm
Freedom.
interested in exactly how much stuff they put in the dock and like how much of a performance difference there is when you're holding it in your hand
Yes.
versus when you have it on the TV.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be interesting. Will there be longer loading times and will the graphics
What
be
I've
nice
heard,
and good?
I've heard really like conflicting rumors
Mhm.
about it, because Reggie Fils-Aimé, who is the who is he? He's like the boss
No
of
idea.
Nintendo America.
Mhm.
And he talked about that what you have on the screen is actually whatever you get, because it's
Alright.
that's there's no like different on the dock. But I've also heard rumor that there are things on the dock that makes the console better. So I'm actually not sure. The smart thing to do, I think, would be to split it up a bit.
So I mean, there's got to be something in the dock, otherwise it wouldn't be that thick.
Yeah,
True.
probably. But I mean, I find it very. It's kind of unnerving, I think, because
What is?
Yeah, well, because the console itself. Yeah, we talk about reliability in consoles. Like if we on the console, we know that things will work, as
Yeah,
opposed
that's what
to
we
like a
expect.
PC. If you have a bad PC, the game won't work properly because you will
And you know it.
get a bad frame rate. Yeah, and you know that. And the problem is maybe that's the Switch thing too. You have to. Will the extra hardware on the dock make any difference if the screen itself, if it plays bad when you take it off? Will there be lag? Will there be frame rate drops when you take it off the station? I mean, it looks very good in the trailer, but you never know about
usually
those
look good in
things.
the trailers.
Yeah.
I can live with like some drop in terms of graphical quality,
Yeah.
but no lagging, please.
Yeah.
The lagging would
Yeah,
be a
graphical
great
problem. I agree. Like the graphics, Nintendo has never been a graphics person. Well, they have been, but I mean,
I've never been a person at all within a company.
yeah. Thanks for that.
Revenge for the dollar thing.
Nintendo-san.
Screw you, son. Oh, well, that's kind of great. I like the Switch. I feel like, and we're gonna have a reveal of hopefully all the release games and some other games now on the 12th of January.
Exciting.
I'm so excited. Unfortunately, I'm away on a conference
Oh no.
in Stockholm.
You know,
You
actually,
just have to go to the bathroom really often and check.
Yeah, apparently it's like 5 in the morning.
Oh,
Here it's gonna
yes,
air
right.
5 in the morning, so I'm like, I'm gonna take an early morning.
Early breakfast.
It's gonna be amazing.
Yes. Just you a cup of tea.
You know, I think this whole putting it in a
Mhm.
cartridge thing could really be good for the loading times.
Yeah, definitely.
Indeed, indeed, and it should be also not very affected by like shaking and if you're
Yeah,
walking, if
exactly.
you're on a train or
Exactly.
whatever, the movement of your surroundings won't affect anything.
Yeah, definitely the way to
Hopefully.
go.
Yeah, maybe that was the thinking that, well,
It
we
should
have
be
to move
stable.
around.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to be able to stay. And I feel like cartridges have kind of surpassed the optical media in a way of
They can be so tiny now.
they can be really tiny and they
Yeah.
can have score like huge spaces.
Yep.
They're like I have a USB memory who has far more capacity than any optical disc can have.
Yeah, but more importantly, prices. I mean,
Yeah.
they don't cost much anymore. You don't want to buy a game paying $2,000 extra Swedish money just
$2
for the
extra.
format.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Indeed.
I feel like maybe we will see a price drop in games.
Yeah, that was my thought as well. If they do cartridges instead of like Blu-rays
Yeah.
or whatever, maybe. we will see
Maybe.
It's Nintendo, I doubt it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, they're the company
Maybe not.
where you can still buy
Used games at new prices.
yeah, on the Wii.
On the Wii.
I
That's
actually-
not even old.
No, I walked into like a GameStop and I wanted to buy, and I walked by and I saw Super Mario Galaxy 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it was like $60. And I was like, whoa,
People still want it. Wow.
that's a lot of money.
Amazing.
I don't think anyone wants it anymore. But
GameStop thinks
like
so.
GameStop won't drop the Nintendo
Mm.
prices because
They just
I don't know
won't.
why.
Hmm.
It's like a demand thing because they can't
Yeah.
sell it at that price because I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how the online market looks.
I don't know.
Exciting.
Yeah.
I'm like more worried about the software. Really, I think there's a market for the Nintendo seal of quality thing coming back because games are getting laggier and laggier.
They
I've been getting a
are.
lot of games for the Xbox
Yes.
One lately.
Mhm.
Project Cars had to update like 4 times before it was even playable. I mean, the steering wheel would stick to maximum left. The background sound would go away.
Ooh.
It would get stuck on loading screens.
Yeah, the loading times have gotten longer. And
Yeah,
longer.
and I also got this nice game Recore recently. It took about 5 minutes before I was stuck inside a wall.
But that's what you've always had with Nintendo games. They're always very reliable, very
Yeah.
little lagging, always been 60 FPS
Yeah.
frames per second, and I really like that. I mean, I played.
That being said, Recore is still a nice game.
I played the
Jump
Twilight
on it.
Princess remake or the HD version on the Wii U, and oh, it's such a good game, and I never had any like problems with it.
That's good.
Didn't lag, no long loading times,
Mhm.
and it was just a joy to play because it focused on here's playing it. Anything else to add to the Switch? Do we have any things to say?
Let's hope it doesn't lag.
I wonder if they got
Hope it
multi-step
doesn't-
triggers yet.
What do you mean?
The triggers.
Oh,
LT
like
and RT.
yeah, like they have.
They're usually full on or full off.
Oh yeah.
Like on the Wii U or on the Wii or really mostly any Nintendo console.
Oh yeah, I haven't even thought about that.
It doesn't matter for most games, but if you're playing a racing game, it does matter.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Full throttle or a brake.
But I mean, what do you define a racing as? I play a lot of Mario Kart.
Yeah,
And you don't
that's
ha-
kind of designed that you're able to drive it that way.
You don't need to like let go of the
No.
throttle, man. It's like
Just go, straight forward.
I guess there haven't been a lot of racing games on the Nintendo
No,
at all.
It's not really
No.
their thing.
There's been like some Need for Speed game that's been
Oh.
released for Nintendo, but not like any major games. Not a lot of games.
oh, then we have to talk to. I would just want to hear your. What's your dream? If you had any game that Nintendo will announce on the 12th, what's your dream game that they will announce? Anyone?
Ooh, there are so many to choose from.
Personally,
Do it. Choose one.
personally, I think like when you talk about racing games, I would love to have like an
A new
F-Zero. Because I played the F-Zero on the Nintendo GameCube.
I think a lot of people are gonna want a new Metroid.
Oh yeah, me included. If they can do a new Metroid good and not Metroid M8. That would be amazing. Oh yeah, I would
Let's
love a
hope for
new
it.
Metroid Prime or new Metroid game in general.
Come on, Nintendo. You hear us, right?
Do it.
Maybe a major racing game that's exclusive to Nintendo. Like, not like F-Zero, but something more realistic. Something like PlayStation's Gran Turismo, Xbox Forza, that kind of thing.
Oh, like a Nintendo-produced,
Yeah.
realistic.
Yeah.
You think we have like room for it? If you like that kind of game, wouldn't you just buy Forza or Gran Turismo?
That depends. Then you'd have to still, get 2 consoles.
Yeah.
True.
Do we think that Nintendo Switch will be a primary console, or will it be like the Wii U that you have a PS4 but you also have a Wii U, like the
Well, we hope
secondary?
it won't be a secondary like the Wii U, because it wasn't very good for sales now, was it?
No.
If they can get the big titles, it would be good for them.
They sold like half what they wanted to sell.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks.
Yeah, I wish it was. I hope they have the third-party support.
Yeah, that would be nice. I mean, at least Skyrim will be there. That's,
Yeah,
that's the first
hopefully,
step.
hopefully
But
that.
it's in the trailer.
Yeah.
They can't just drop it.
I can't.
And I
Yeah,
won't be able to play Skyrim on a plane.
that would hurt them very much if they
Oh,
announced
yes.
like, oh yeah, well Skyrim was just a meh. It won't drop really.
No, they would be hated. They would
Yeah,
be so hated.
they
So I
would-
don't think they will do that.
No. So it's like.
But then again, it is Nintendo, and when they have shown trailers in the past, they've been like, oh no, this is just like preliminary. This is not what might actually be released.
Oh, yeah.
That's no good.
That's not
No
good. They're getting our hopes up and then crushing them.
But it's not always worse. I mean, if you look at the absolute first demos of Ocarina of Time, they didn't look as good as the game did when it was released.
Oh, that's true.
And then again, in retrospect, Ocarina of Time didn't look that good. It's kind of
But
like.
it's an old game.
Yeah,
for
it's
its, for its era,
for
it
its
looked really
time,
good.
it looked really good. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's like I've heard like people be like, "Oh, Twilight Princess is a lot better," 'cause when they played Twilight Princess 1st, and then they went back and they played Ocarina of Time. And they're like, "Yeah, I
Yeah, but
enjoyed
no.
Twilight Princess better," even though Twilight Princess is basically just Ocarina of Time again.
Ooh.
They are very similar. I
They
wouldn't
are
call
very-
it the same again, but they are very similar.
Very, very simple. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, all right.
All right.
I feel that I like Ocarina of Time's. I like the game a little bit more. Like most of it, not all of it, but most of it. Twilight Princess can feel a little slow at times.
Yeah, I agree. I felt that too, but I was just so relieved to be playing a Zelda game again. After all the Space Marine shooting, realistic freaking shooters all the time.
Yeah, I was kind of
Oh.
excited about Twilight Princess 2. I actually got the GameCube just for that game.
Oh, I agree. Oh, I bought it on GameCube because I already had GameCube. I bought the GameCube because of Metroid Prime.
Of course, I didn't buy it when the GameCube first came out. I bought Xbox, actually.
And I don't have a GameCube. I do not have a GameCube. I don't dare say it any louder. Sorry.
Here's the funny thing. I actually started off on
And-
Sega, not on Nintendo. Started off with the Master System.
So the
Then I
next
got the Super Nintendo.
Like, and I
so-
thought that was Super Nintendo.
so the next episode will be just me because those two are just insane. I mean, wow! Starting off with Sega, not having a GameCube. I mean,
We're
Wow.
not welcome back after
no,
this.
you're out of here. No.
Nope.
Oh, come on. I was
Bye-bye.
5 years old when I got my first Sega. Come on.
That's
All right.
sweet.
last
Okay.
last thoughts on the Switch.
Seems fun. It just seems like a fun console.
Will you buy it?
Probably not. I'm not rich, okay? Now we probably come over to your place and play it though.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with my PS4 and my
Yeah.
Final Fantasy games at the moment.
I will.
Waiting for some new Dragon Age stuff and yeah. I'm happy with that. But
All right.
I will gladly play it,
Yeah.
but it's not a priority for me. Since I'm very much like a one game a year person. And then I do that game and play it a lot. And I sort of forget about everything else. So no, I probably won't buy this game unless they release something for it that I really, really, really want to play that's not released for the PS4.
Yeah,
I
that's
think,
not gonna happen.
As
No,
for me,
exactly.
I might get it, but probably not right away. It
Mhm.
was kind of recently that I got the Xbox One, so...
That was your like major console.
Well, at the time,
Of
yeah,
the year.
I already had the Wii U, actually.
Mm,
I went Xbox 360 Elite, Wii U,
Mhm.
Xbox One.
no.
Nice.
I think I did. I think I did a Wii U first too, because I got it on release date,
Nice.
and then I got the PS4 afterwards when I realized that the games aren't going to get released on my Xbox 360 anymore. So yeah,
Darn.
I need to get a PS4.
Yeah. The only
Dang-
reason I
dang-
got.
dang it.
Yep.
So in closing this segment, we like the Switch.
We like the
I feel
Switch.
like we're optimistic.
Yes.
Stay optimistic.
Yeah,
guys.
we're optimistic. That
Yeah, there's some question marks definitely. There are some questions that need to be answered on the 12th. But I feel I'm probably gonna get it
Good.
soon after release.
Not on the release date. No.
No, I think I have a trip to save money for. I don't
that's
think I'm
true,
gonna be able to afford it. But maybe
Good budgeting.
I'll buy it on like some deal some way in the future. But I will definitely get it soon because I really like it. I really like what Nintendo is doing.
Good. Then I'll pop by and play.
Nice.
Yay!
Alright, so then let's talk about the PS4 Pro and the Scorpio. Let's go from the Switch to the other consoles that are going on and the kind of the similarities between those two and the way that the consoles in general are going and where Switch is.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of funny because the PS4 Pro and the Xbox S version almost live up to the expectation people had for the first Xbox One and the PS4.
Yeah. Well, isn't Switch kind of the same thing? It's like we expected something from the Wii U. They have this cool screen controller that you can take with you anywhere. Yeah, I can play it in my bathroom. Oh, I can't because it doesn't go that way. But now we have the Switch, which is doing exactly what
So now you
the
can
Wii U.
play it in your bathroom.
Now you can finally play it on your bathroom.
Oh, and make it waterproof.
Also, as I
Take it in your shower
understand
as
it,
well.
as I understand it, the Scorpio is actually the next step after the Xbox One S.
Yeah,
The
it's
S, and then there's the Scorpio. Should we be talking about the S first?
no, it's kind of the idea of upgraded consoles. I think it's the general idea.
Okay.
General idea.
General idea.
I feel like because I feel like they have my initial response was I'm not sure I like this. I couldn't put my finger on why, but I think it's because they're going a route very similar to the like the iPhone and the phones, like when you get a upgraded one every year, pretty much.
That's no good.
And that's very like, okay, I need to buy a new console and I need to upgrade it all the time because the old versions is gonna go.
Won't work with the new games.
They will work with the new game, but they will be very laggy and very, reliability.
Yep.
Kind of like a PC.
Yeah.
It's very much like, oh, now I've bought this. Okay, it's gone 3 years. You can't play the new games anymore because your PC is shit.
Yeah.
And
No, consoles shouldn't be like that. No.
that's my initial like, oh no,
For
that's
me, the
no.
main reason to play consoles over playing PC, and yes, I know all of you are going to be yelling at your computers at home now,
That's fine.
is that there are less problems. I don't want to sit around for 2 hours before playing the game trying to figure out all the problems with the game, like DLL missing, game not starting, graphics failure, etc, etc, etc.
I felt you had like a rap going on there.
Yeah.
Like I memorized this. This can go this. And also blue screen.
Blue screen, indeed.
If I was going to do that kind of rant, I'm going to have to write it down, really. That's
Yeah.
what I have to do. It's going to be a long list.
To be continued on the next general gaming show.
Not to talk about compatibility issues.
Yes,
Yeah,
indeed.
the thing is that used to be the case, but the thing is consoles are kind of like that now too. It's like
buggy.
they're kind of buggy. They're
Long loading times.
long loading times.
yes.
Oh, and I feel like a lot of things that we could say as a console defender doesn't really work anymore because consoles have become so much like a PC.
Yeah, but there's still not the same issue with like, I'm sitting home at my PC, I'm upgrading my Windows, and boom, half of my games suddenly don't work.
Yeah.
True. That doesn't.
Oh, that's-
Like seriously, half of my pile of PC games at home does not work on my computer.
Ooh.
Yeah,
So good.
I get that.
Poor man.
Yes, you should have like a separate computer
That you never upgrade.
running on Windows 95 and
Yeah, I'm gonna have one computer for each edition of Windows.
because I'm a rich person.
Yay! But yeah, consoles are still more stable than computers.
Yeah, still
but-
generally they do have sort of reliability still. A PC game is often more buggy than a console game, but
Unless you have a really good computer.
yeah, and still it's
Which I don't.
the thing is still games are kind of buggy and it takes a lot to upload, and there's often what you call a day one patch.
Yep.
And I feel like I don't know why. Could we discuss this? Because the day one patch, why doesn't companies finish their games anymore?
Yes, possibly because they know that we have the internet. People have got to use the patches, and they think that okay, let's just put an early release date so we can get the game out, and then we'll just continue to update it because I don't know, so people get it faster. I don't know. Is it impatience?
And then there is the constant commercials. Like seriously, I'm playing Forza Horizon 3, which is a great game, really. But it keeps making commercials for its own DLCs.
Ooh.
It's really annoying.
Oh.
Not only on every single loading screen, but also like when you open the map, there's a big flashing icon thingy, just like get DLC, drive here to get the DLC, and it costs a lot of money actually.
Ooh.
It's like an expensive DLC.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's annoying. That's
It
annoying
is.
as shit. I haven't really. I've seen that on like some of the Assassin's Creed games. Like, oh, don't you want to connect to Uplay? No, I don't want to connect to Uplay because I don't have a subscription because it costs like sure.
Yes. But yeah, people have gotten used to DLCs, perhaps. And then companies might think that, oh, well, then we might as well release this great patch on the first day, because it's sort of like a DLC that you get for free, because the game will be more awesome than we said it would
The
be
game
from
will
the
work
start.
like it's supposed to. I mean, you don't see Nintendo doing that.
Yeah.
Their games always work on launch.
Oh
Pretty
yeah,
much.
definitely.
Because
Nintendo doesn't pretend to be a computer either.
that's another thing. Like
Yeah.
when you're talking about the Switch, you see kind of clearly that the Switch is going a different route than the PC. And I can do very convincing and good arguments why you should buy a Switch and not a PC. Getting very blurred on the way that you have to buy a PS4 and not a PC. Why can't you just buy a PC? What are the arguments anymore?
Yep. Indeed.
Or am I wrong?
No, I'm fine with all the.
Because the thing is, like,
PS4 is more like a computer, so.
yeah, they have the multimedia. You have to have all your Netflix and your Spotify on your PS4 now.
Exactly.
So it's
Exactly.
like-
You listen to Spotify while playing games.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, Netflix is on pretty much anything. I mean, if toasters had a screen, they'd be Netflix.
So you'd have something to watch while toasting your bread.
I feel like that's a good business thing. Like, do you not want to be away from the TV? Have a TV on your toaster
Yay!
with a Netflix.
Yay! And toast your white bread. Perfect for your health.
Even Microsoft phone got, like, the Windows phones got Netflix.
Yeah.
And they don't even have support for YouTube. You have to get a YouTube client. They still got Netflix.
Oh, that's amazing.
Netflix is a clever company.
They're
Nice.
about to get bought up by.
Kind of like that though, like when you're home with a
Customer.
fever and you don't want to go up, you just, bring your phone up, hit Netflix.
Oh,
True. Works.
I got a fever, and the only subscription is no Netflix.
Yep.
Netflix fever. Could be a song.
Netflix fever. Yeah. And for those who got that reference, thank you, because I don't think any other one did.
It just sounded fun. I have no idea where
Yeah,
it's from.
that's from an SNL sketch with Christopher Walken. I'll show it to you later. It's amazing.
Do it. Sounds good.
Uh,
Alright, PS4 Pro and Scorpio.
yeah, I feel like because the PS4 Pro has already been released,
Yep. catering to the 4K market.
Yeah, it's interesting for me because I get a 4K TV.
Ooh, yes.
Here's the big question. Here's the big question. Are there going to be 4K games on the 4K consoles? Because 3D has been available since Xbox 360, and how many 3D games are there out there?
Half of the
true.
population
I've
don't
seen
like
like
3D.
I've seen like 2 or 3 games ever that was in 3D.
Yeah, I feel there's a lot of games that do. They have said that they're going to support and scale it up to 4K,
Yeah.
and if not, they're going to support the HDR. And the
Yes.
HDR is a very
It looks
interesting,
good.
a very good thing
Yes.
because they it kind of highlights certain colors and it looks so much better.
beautiful.
And that's one of the things. But from what I've heard, they're patching in HDR support on the regular PS4 as well.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not sure why I should get a PS4, because the only reason I could think of is, well, the PS4 Pro has a Ultra HD Blu-ray, but then it didn't.
Oh.
I mean, the Xbox One S does.
Yeah, this is
probably
really
just get one.
strange because the owners of PS is Sony, and Sony owns Blu-ray.
In other words, they actually really like supported the Blu-ray thing, and I don't get that. I remember so many people. I watched the PS Pro announcements, and I had this like sinking feeling. I was like, okay, PS Pro, that can be kind of good. And all throughout the presentation, I got like the stone, or like dropped and dropped and dropped and dropped. And in the end, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna buy this ever.
No.
I like my PS4. It's all right.
Yeah, and I was considering whether to get a PS4 or a PS4 Pro, but I settled on the PS4 because I don't have a 4K TV, so it seemed like a waste of money.
Yeah,
But it
is.
seems that there are some good points about the
Yeah,
PS4
kind of
Pro,
the same
even
thing.
though
Kind of same thing with me and Xbox. I'm not going to get the Xbox Scorpion anytime soon because, again,
It
no
won't be
4K
released.
TV.
What's the points about
the
the
good
PS4
thing,
Pro?
let's see, I read a really nice piece of text on Engadget.com, and it seems like they got some extra memory, so if things are running in the background, that particular app will run on that extra bit of memory, making the switches faster, making the games lag less, and it seems like the lagging time would be a bit shorter because of this extra piece of memory. Got some more info here. Please continue to talk while I
Well,
search for.
the thing about the upgraded memory and upgraded like hardware, I get that. Oh, people things will run a lot smoother with the upgraded hardware, and that's fine, I guess. But I mean, the problem I have is with more hardware and better hardware comes better games, with better graphics, and those will run worse on the old consoles. On the PS4, the regular PS4. So I won't be able to play some of the games, some of the newer games, because they are made with PS4 in mind, a PS4 Pro in mind,
Yeah.
or with the Scorpio in mind.
Yep.
So I feel like if I have an old Xbox One, will I be able to play the Scorpio games? Will there be exclusive Scorpio games? Because why not just call it the Xbox Scorpio, the new console?
Because if they don't call it by another name, or like this is the next generation of a console, then the games, we want the games to be able to, you want to play new games on your old console. If it's a PS4 game, you want to be able to play it on your PS4, even though it's not a PS4 Pro.
Yeah.
Because if you can't, then people will be angry. I will be angry.
Yeah,
I will be
definitely.
angry.
Yeah, I've bought this console, and here's a game release for it, but I can't play it.
Exactly. Here's the new Dragon Age. You can't play it, even though it's PS4. No, that's not okay.
Yeah, kind of like they're going Sega with it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing. They tried the upgraded console thing before.
Yeah, didn't go very well, did it?
No, it definitely didn't go very well. Oh, the Sega 32X. And the
Yeah, and for those of
64X.
you who are not old enough to know what Sega is, just try and think, where did I see Sega on the shelf? Exactly, there you go.
Wait.
That's what happened to the Sega.
Okay.
Oh. Well, here we go. Whoa. I have a Wii U game called Bayonetta 2 with the Sega logo on it.
Okay, fine, they still do some
They
gaming.
do games.
Just to
They
compare...
actually publish a lot of games, I think.
Just to
Wow.
compare, back when we were young, right? Sega was a main contender, okay?
Yeah, definitely.
It was like Xbox and PlayStation now. It was Sega.
It's Sega versus
Yep.
Nintendo. Oh, that was a time.
An old battle.
An old battle.
90s.
Let's
yes.
go into this.
Back when I was a child.
Because we talk a lot about the old
Back in
times
my
and the
days.
new times.
Yeah.
And to go into our next point, what is consoles and what did console do then, and what do consoles do now? Like what worked back then, and what works back now? What would work now that people should learn from the past? If you get my question, it's a broad question.
Short
Well-
loading times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Perhaps.
short loading times, definitely.
Yeah. And no patches. Perhaps when you get a game, it's done. This is the game. No
Yeah,
more.
also you should be able to play the game offline. And I
Yeah,
know
I
Microsoft
understand.
hasn't realized this, and the other companies are moving in the direction of Microsoft instead away from
Yeah.
it. Not everyone has a high-speed, stable internet.
No.
Now, I happen to have one, but I haven't always had one.
Mm.
And that
Remember
doesn't
the
mean I don't want to
painful
play
days.
games. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
That's kind of a thing. I think the big thing with consoles before this was you could just pick it up, just put a game in and play.
Yeah.
It was I could be playing within 5 seconds.
And now we have to wait like 5 minutes sometimes.
Yeah.
Even on my brand new PS4, Final Fantasy 15 takes so many minutes to load.
Hey, do you remember Microsoft's response when they were actually faced with this exact criticism upon launch of Xbox One?
What did they say?
Well,
What? What are you talking about? The only people who don't have high-speed internet are basically people in nuclear submarines.
oh. Yeah.
That was the official response from Microsoft.
Yeah.
These are city people talking.
Oh, yeah.
my.
Yeah. That does not. Oh.
That does not apply to small town Sweden, listeners. That is not small town Sweden. We do not
No.
have high speed internet.
This is why
everywhere.
Microsoft is lacking in sales.
Ooh.
It's kind of bad responses.
Yeah. They should
Oh.
hire a new PR guy. I
And
think,
then they...
I think someone said that.
Yeah, I think someone said that, yeah.
Oh well. Okay.
And then like way later they were like, we have changed some of the requirements for the Xbox One because we listen to our customers. Right.
Okay, but
Oh well. Oh well.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's all fun and good to just say that they should have more loading, less loading times, and no more patches. How
then again?
how
How? Perhaps
would
we're past that.
how would they do that? Because
Well, there are
the industry looks like it does.
there are a few different options.
Yeah.
One is that they also switch from discs to cartridge-style memories because the
Yeah.
times are the transfers are faster. That's just how it is.
Yep.
But I'm thinking about like the day one.
Another thing is limiting the size of the game simply.
Yeah, but now graphics is such a
Ooh.
great thing. Everything.
Yeah, but still, it doesn't matter if a game is bigger if the
Yeah.
gameplay still sucks.
Yeah. Well, that's
The
true.
problem is that's not how the industry works,
Yeah.
because they don't like being limited. I mean, I remember when at the end of the Xbox 360 and the PS3 era, where companies were like, "Oh, we need new consoles because we have all these great ideas that we can't realize on the new console, on the old consoles."
Open world stuff.
Yeah, and I feel like I don't know how you would get past that because the industry looks like it does. I mean, the day one patch is not it's not because the companies got lazy. It's because
It
it's
doesn't
so
fit on
it's
the disc.
it's so first of all it doesn't fit on the disc, so you have
True.
to like bring things in from the internet and stuff like that and install it. And
Oh yeah, I have another note.
there's also like this. Thank you for making me lose my train of thought. Douche.
Sorry.
All right. There's also this the thing about they're not lazy. It's just that games is so large right now, and it's so
Yeah.
it takes such a long time to do them that just making them isn't profitable because a game takes 5 years if you want to make it without any bugs or without any stuff. So we need the day one patch. You need to now it's done. Now we're just gonna fix it. And they are constantly barraged by the publishers and the corporate men in the high castles who would tell them, we need to get the release date now. If you don't release it now, we will release it for you, and it would be
half done.
It would be half done, but we will still get money because people buy it on launch date and stuff like that. And it's
Dragon Age 2, which I love, by the way.
She's not bitter at all.
No.
Yeah, but seriously, they need to start finish their games before they release them, even if it takes a little more time.
I think people have patience enough to wait. We
Yeah.
can wait another year.
As long as they don't do the disappointing thing like Project Cars again. Hello. They
No
moved up the
bitterness.
release multiple times, and then when it was finally approaching the what was the third or fourth release date,
Yeah.
then they were like, "Oh no, sorry, we changed our minds. We're not going to be releasing it for the Wii U."
I remember that. I mean,
Ooh, pain.
Yeah.
I feel like
I think there's like some difficulties making the game work
Yeah.
for the Wii U.
The thing is-
which is really not an excuse because they didn't make it
No.
work for Xbox either.
I feel like the further and further they delay stuff, the worse a game gets anyway. I mean, we've seen it so many times. We've seen it with the latest. It's the Last Guardian, who took 9 years and was kind of disappointing for people. I haven't played it myself. I love the Shadow of the Colossus and the Ico games, but I've heard that the Last Guardian is kind of. It doesn't fit within the times. They have kind of bad controllers and bad cameras and stuff
Of
like
course.
that. We have Duke Nukem Forever, who is such a split game that you can literally like chop it in half and see the FPS rings on it. It's like, oh, here in the middle is the 90s crazy shooters, and then we have the brown military shooters, and then at the end it's about Space Marines. So it's like it's really like chopping it in half and see like this
It's
history
like a
of
history
game.
lesson,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
a history lesson.
Wow.
It's a shit
Aw.
history lesson, but I mean, it's like
History
it's a boring history lesson.
There is actually a solution to game size. Could use multiple discs simply and just install everything on a hard drive and shove a bigger hard drive in the console. And now
Oh,
I'm going to
yeah.
turn to Microsoft. Hello, Microsoft. You're already making us install the whole damn game, seriously, the whole disc on the Xbox, but you still won't let us play it without the disc in.
Well, here's the thing about. And now I'm speaking to all of the manufacturers of consoles. Put a better. The thing about when you install a game on a console, it takes up way too much space. I have a 500 gigabyte hard drive in my PS4, and every time I buy a new game, I have to uninstall a game. It's like now I have to uninstall this game. I lose all my freaking progress and stuff like that.
Hold on.
And I'm just like, why? And yes, you and the viewers, and definitely Sony and Microsoft will say, oh, but you can switch out your hard drive to a better hard drive if you want. You can buy them. I don't want to buy them.
I want my console.
I want my console. I paid $400 freaking dollars for. Oh, we're getting worked up here.
Yeah, okay, so
Sorry,
the
what?
games are too big for the console.
Yeah, you know what happens
The
if you
hard
try
drive
to
is
play a
small.
game on Xbox One without putting the disc in?
No.
It says, do you own this game?
Ooh.
No, Xbox. I don't own this game. I have no idea what these 50 gigabytes laying around here with the text on them are. No, it's probably just that complaints document, the rant I left for you, that it's 50 gigabytes doc.
Or shouldn't that someone just like solve a just write a code or something? Yes, I have the code. I own the game. Now let me play it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. What's the problem?
Like Steam.
I figure when you put the disc in, there should be like some kind of marker just planted in the console that I own the game.
Oh yeah.
That would be good. That would be good.
Yeah, I feel
Oh.
like consoles now are moving into a worse direction, but there are good things about it, right?
Because they are pretty now.
Right?
Yes, everything looks so pretty.
They're pretty now. Yeah.
Yes.
Are we talking about the consoles themselves or the graphic of
Oh,
the
the
games?
graphics of the game. Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah,
the
that's
consoles as well.
The consoles
they're
look
pretty.
the consoles look alright by 80 standards. Look like VHS players.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It looks like they belong under the TV. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, indeed,
Ah, yeah, okay,
they
fair
do.
I like say what you want about the NES or the Super Nintendo. They didn't belong under the TV. I felt like these belonged in the shelf or something.
Yeah,
or
there's something different. The
Yeah,
design is different, but these look like sort of extensions of the
Yeah.
screen. So
I like it. They're sleek.
It's
and
pretty.
fun.
But
Yeah.
yeah, the good things about modern consoles, everything is freaking beautiful.
Yeah.
It is.
I feel like I can play a game and I'm like, oh, this looks good,
I
and I get
know.
awestruck with it. But
Yeah.
I felt like that
And
when
music. Wow.
I felt like that when I played the like Final Fantasy VI on the Super Nintendo.
Aw,
And
that's
then you
sweet
see
as
like
well.
the pixelated monsters, and I'm like, oh, that looks amazing. Games will never
Yeah.
look this good again, ever.
No.
And
No.
then here we are.
Here we are, indeed. So things are just getting more and more beautiful.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of games, especially kids games,
Mhm.
are starting to seriously look like Pixar movies.
Oh yeah.
And it's so like, oh, it's so beautiful and stuff
It
like that.
is.
I love it.
Mm.
Uh,
And
so
that's why we need all the gigabytes.
yeah, that's what we need over gigabytes.
Mm.
And I'm not against that.
No.
And I feel there's a lot of good games, things too.
But for me,
I
like
think-
the looks are like nowhere near as important as the actual gameplay. I'd
Mm.
rather play a
Yeah.
game with shitty graphics and great gameplay
Yeah.
than the other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause that's what
And
makes
this-
it a game after
Yeah.
all, and not a movie.
And that's another thing I feel. I feel like the games now have, it sometimes is great.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes like, oh, this is a great game. But sometimes it's just boring.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they forgot how to make good games somewhere on like,
Mm.
it forgot that games aren't supposed to be interactive stories.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to be games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a
And
difference.
there's a very, I've figured this out recently because I talked to my friends about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, because if there's a good story but a bad gameplay, I'm gonna feel like it's a bad game because I have to
Mm-hmm.
make my way through the
Yeah.
gameplay just to get to the
Mhm.
story. And I realize that they think it's the other way around.
Yeah.
They love a good story. I can actually tolerate bad gameplay if the story is great.
Yeah, because you want to know what happens next.
If I want
Yeah.
a good story,
Yeah.
I'll watch a movie. Thank
And
you.
that's what
That's what you do.
that's
Yeah.
that's what I think too.
Yeah.
But they felt differently, and I
Mhm.
feel a lot about games is opinion, and I feel
Yeah.
like people have to have, we have to validate each other's
Mm.
opinion. And I feel like, okay, if you can tolerate bad gameplay because of a story, I accept that. I
Mhm.
get that. I
Everyone's
don't,
different.
but I mean,
But everyone has different expectations and different preferences. People don't listen to music in the same way, so why should people play games the same way?
no.
No, but it's like the.
True.
Yeah.
Again, I'm going to turn to the new Tomb Raider games. They
Mhm.
look great graphically,
Mm-hmm.
no problem there. But like, I played the new Tomb Raider and I played some of the old Tomb Raiders, and you can't seriously tell me that the new
Mm.
Tomb Raiders are more fun than Tomb
Mm.
Raider Afterlife or Tomb Raider Anniversary.
Mm.
It's opinion. And I have to say, I actually enjoy the new Tomb Raider games.
Mhm.
It's Uncharted again,
Aw.
and I feel like
You like Uncharted.
I love Uncharted. I'm
Well,
seriously.
let me put it this way then.
Mhm.
Did you play the old Tomb Raider games?
Yeah, I did. I
Yeah.
played Tomb
Which did you have more fun playing the first time?
There's a very different. I can't really say it like that because a very different feel for the old Tomb Raider games.
Mm.
I played Tomb Raider 3 a lot on the PS1, and I played Tomb Raider 1 a lot on the PC actually. And they have a very different feel, and I like that feel. The new ones is a lot more cinematic and a lot more for the time, and I get that people like that a lot more. I can't really say which I like better because
Yeah, but the old ones never bothered you with QuickTime events and never-ending clips.
They
It's
were
kind of,
simply just a game.
Yeah,
But
you
I
just
like-
played it, and it was
Yeah.
nice gameplay
yeah,
too.
but I like stories.
Mm.
And I like story, and the story in Tomb Raider is fun, even though Lara Croft is kind of a
Dot.
Yeah, but the story was
horrible
like,
character.
the story was like not the main focus of the old games. Like there was a story, of course,
Yeah,
but exploration, discovering things, that's what Tomb
Yeah.
Raider is all about.
Mhm.
yeah.
It's like making a Super Mario game without jumping.
Yeah. Yeah, Tomb Raider, you're supposed
They
to
did.
wait.
It's called Super Mario RPG.
Oops.
And how well did it sell?
Kind of great, actually. Super Mario RPG is amazing. It has some jumping. But it's some jumping, but it's a Mario game after all. But
That's
it's
your
like
jumping.
the old Tomb Raider, the new Tomb Raider has some exploration.
Mm.
Yeah.
They have optional tombs,
Oh,
Like-
and I
that's
kind of
good.
like those.
Like
Optional
I don't like that the optional tomb, so hasn't been opened for many hundreds of years, contains upgrades for my M16.
Ooh, that's interesting.
it's like the
It's like continuing.
I
I'm
played
like,
for
Yeah.
I played for maybe, I don't know,
What?
2-3 hours or something,
Yeah.
and I felt like I barely got to play anything. Everything was always going pretty much straight forward and hitting blue or green or whatever when they told you to. And
alright.
extremely linear, and like go this way, go that way, you can't go any other way or do anything else except exactly what we tell you to do.
Ooh, very much like a tutorial.
I get that.
Yeah, it feels like a never-ending tutorial, that's what it feels
Oh.
like.
I get it. I really get it.
And that's why I got so bored I couldn't even finish.
I finished it. I liked it. I can't really put my finger on why. It's not a great game. Uncharted is a
Speaking
lot
of
better.
tutorials,
Mm-hmm.
there are very few games where this is a thing, but I want to bring it up.
Do it.
Always put a skip tutorial and skip intro button.
What if the tutorial is part of the story? Then you
Yeah,
can
Yes,
skip
but if
it.
it is the third time I'm playing the game, or third time, like, I don't
Yeah,
want to
that's
watch
true.
the intro again.
Yeah, we're getting
That's
so off topic here.
But we're having fun.
Yeah, we're supposed to talk about consoles,
Okay,
man.
come on, let's go back to
Let's
console.
go back to console. Okay. Lastly, before we quit, I think we have said our piece. What do you feel is the future of console? Where's the console? Where are consoles going? And more importantly, where would you want them to go, or where wouldn't you want them to go?
Multiple possibilities there are.
Oh yes, yes. I'm thinking that maybe Nintendo is doing a good thing here by making like good gaming, good graphics gaming portable. I think that's
For the generation on the run.
The
yes,
risk-
exactly. It's really made for the generation on the run.
The risk with computers, the risk
yeah.
with consoles becoming too much like computers are that the console players are just going to abandon consoles and go for computers instead. Because at the end of the day, if you're just willing to pay as much money as it takes, no matter what, you can get high performance out of a computer.
Yeah, true.
I-
But you don't
I-
get viruses on a console
That's true.
Yet.
yet.
But the question is,
The
do you
problem we
need
don't-
to get viruses on a console with the quality of games we have?
Just you wait.
Oh. If you love
Just
new,
you wait.
hey, if you love new consoles and you love the way it's going, great. We like
We're so happy for
that.
you.
That's all right. We're just old and bitter.
Oh yes.
There are some good things about new consoles, some bad things. But I really think that consoles need to get back to focusing on gameplay again.
Yeah, definitely, and
That
that's
would be nice.
I'm not saying you can't have Netflix. Netflix is fine. We love Netflix.
It's the fever savior.
yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe us, the old generation, because we're so old. We want them to be more like consoles when we were younger, perhaps. Like these
Yeah.
are made for gaming and they work.
Yeah.
And when you get the game, play the game. It's nice. It's full of gameplay.
Also, I just want
it's
to
not a
address one
movie.
thing.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Xbox One. Worst console name ever.
We call it Battlefield 1.
Uh,
That took place in the First World War. So
yeah, that makes sense. Like, I know the thought behind calling it Xbox One. That's because Microsoft figured this is a box that not only plays game, but it does everything. It's your entire entertainment system in
In
one.
one. Yeah.
That's why they named it Xbox One.
Yeah.
But it's still nevertheless super annoying. And when it first came out, it really screwed up trying to Google search stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I remember the X-Bone. I remember watching the Xbox reveal on the Xbox 360, and I love it that people that were watching it that had the Kinect, and every time they on the console said Xbox off, the Xbox turned off on home in home. I was like, wow, I can't watch this because
Oops.
people are like shutting off their
Aw.
consoles. It's amazing.
It was like when you first Google Xbox One, you just end up getting like you usually mean the old Xbox. So everyone had to go
first
back and
Xbox.
rewrite their articles calling it old Xbox or first Xbox instead of Xbox One.
Yeah.
Well, that was
That's
I
kind
really
of-
like the Big Bang Theory episode where Sheldon is trying to decide which console to buy.
It kind of says a lot about the industry.
Yeah, and
it's
yeah.
kind of interchangeable.
Yeah, and he
Yeah.
addresses really the issue as well with the Xbox One name. He was like, what were they thinking? Perhaps it was that many seconds they put into naming it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like consoles will go more the if they don't, think you had a really good point, Space Lad, because you said that people will start to abandon the console because they are becoming more like PCs, and I feel like that's probably going to be the case. Because console are going to be more like if you don't have a lot of money, console is going to be more like the Apple products and the phone products, where you have a new one every year or every other year. And
don't go there.
they're not gonna put up with that. They're going to buy a PC instead, or they're gonna buy a Nintendo console, because Nintendo knows what it is.
Yeah.
It's still concentrated on the games, and they make great games, great first-party games, great like second and third-party games as well, even though they're exclusives. And I feel like Nintendo is
They're remembering something.
They're remembering. They take what they learned. They've been in the industry since the 80s, even before that, and they've been in the gaming industry.
70s actually. They started a little bit in the 70s.
Yeah, and they've been in the gaming industry with card games and stuff since like
way
long before our time, and we.
And I know everyone's gonna say, what do you mean 70s? Well, there is a console called Nintendo Color TV Game that was released before the NES.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's Japan for you.
Japan. And we have like, so I feel like consoles, Nintendo have learned what they've said. They tried the entire like VR thing with their Virtua Boy. They're like, yeah, we're not going to do that again. And everybody's like, no, it works now. And no, it doesn't work. Still doesn't work.
Yeah.
I remember like the Batman game, the new Batman VR game. It's like, oh yeah, you can buy this Batman VR game. It's 46 minutes long. You can play it 46 minutes. It still costs $30.
Ooh, not okay.
And then the thing itself costs like $500-600. Oh,
maybe in a few years.
Maybe in a few years, but I feel
become cheaper.
This is kind of what I want to get into now. Do you think VR will actually be a thing, or will it just be like, like 3D, like people just ignore it?
I think that VR is the way forward.
It's really expensive.
It's very expensive, but the Blu-ray was expensive at first as well.
It will become cheaper.
Yeah, and I feel...
but seriously, if you want to play like a VR game, like you want to buy Oculus Rift, the price of like those Oculus goggles are like what?
700.
3 times the price of an Xbox One.
I think it's something like that.
Yeah, but that's also a matter of time.
4 times maybe.
I think they need to, because they all talk about immersive gaming, and the Wiimote flailing, and that's not immersive because you need a lot more movements, and when you move a lot, you realize that you move a lot and you're not in the game. A controller is immersive because there are very little movements. You just stare at the TV and you're there.
I thought it was actually kind of fun with the Wii remotes. I remember playing Zelda Skyward Sword. I had a great time. Like lots of people have trouble with it. I really didn't. I thought it followed really well. I don't know if it's just me. Like
I think it's just you. No, I don't think it's just you. Because it was a time where like, oh, we want to do the motion control. It was fun. It's fun for a.
It was very precise too. You know, it even followed the wrist movements.
Yeah, definitely. But the thing is, it's not good for immersive gaming. It's good for like it's party gaming.
It's party gaming, and that's what the Wii was all about.
Yeah, definitely, so and that's why it's so good.
Yeah.
And I think gaming has left that. I think there's not going to be any more movement, not for a while at least. But I think that we are. I'm sorry. I didn't catch that. I thought you said overpriced piece of shit.
Well, it's still out there.
Yeah.
What were you going to say about the controller, immersive gaming, VR?
I think VR is immersive. It's like you close yourself, you move around your head to view it, and you see that you view it. And then you have a controller. If it's controlled with a controller, you have very little movements, and you move forward, and it's like, I can feel like I'm in here.
Imagine horror games with VR.
It's becoming a thing actually, and people are really so. When it becomes cheaper, when the games become more becomes better, and when they can get away from the whole experience that I'm moving, but my body isn't.
Yep.
Way that a lot of people are like getting sick and stuff like that. And I
Yeah.
get that. I haven't tried it myself, but I really
Okay, I
want
got
to.
so many things to say now.
Soon.
So I feel like that might be the next step into immersive gaming. Yeah.
Yeah, for some kinds of games it will be perfect, and
Yeah.
for others it won't be as good. But that's
I like my
genre.
TV.
I
First
like
of
my
all,
TV too.
if you have
Mhm.
enough money to buy this VR stuff and you feel like spending a lot, there is a way to get around the whole my body not moving thing.
Yeah.
They actually built a platform where you can run and move on the platform.
Yeah, I know. I remember that.
Nice.
They also have
Um,
some of the games put this filter, like a cage.
Yeah.
Like the cage moves with you, so
Yeah.
it's feels like you're sitting still, but it's moving, and that for some reason helps with the motion sickness and stuff.
Cool.
And
Or
also, I tried the PlayStation version of these VR goggles.
Mhm.
Not a fan.
Oh,
I did not particularly like it.
Yeah.
oh,
Which is like some people don't like 3D cinema. People like
yeah.
go to.
It was
Oh,
just,
also
you know,
cinema,
like,
because they don't like 3D, so,
it was
yeah.
very comfortable. I didn't feel I got anything out of it. I'm
Mm.
certainly not spending thousands of kroner on it. But,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, fair enough. I see one use, so remember now, all kids at home. Now, if you buy a console and buy some VR glasses, you won't be able to see your parents screaming at you that you're supposed to do chores.
Yeah. Good. You've saved
Amazing.
teenagers. Yes.
Save teenager from not doing stuff because they have such a problem with that.
Yes.
We love you.
Remember our teens.
We love you, teenagers.
Yes.
You're amazing, but
We've been there.
entitled.
As
Yeah, definitely.
well. We've been there.
I totally
Of
don't.
course, we're speaking from experience.
Yes. Maybe even current experience.
Ew.
Right. So, any last words?
Skyrim
Before-
on a plane. That's the best thing about Switch.
Yeah. Skyrim on a plane.
And
Yep.
if you like this, make sure to catch our next podcast.
Yeah,
Yay.
definitely.
And come with suggestions for
Sub-
new topics.
Yeah, subscribe here and on YouTube and on iTunes or wherever we're gonna put this up. And look forward to next one. We're hoping to do one one every 2 weeks or one every month. Well, let's see
Yeah.
where it goes. If you
Just
want
starting out.
if you want to have one every week, then subscribe and like and give us like comments. What could we do better? What could we do worse? So yeah,
So anyways, this is the General Gaming Show signing off.
General Gaming Show signing off. I mean, so we'll see you next time.
Bye bye.